Hello, divas. I'm Megan Enan, and it's Friday, so you know what that means. It's time for another Fri-YAY! So, I wanted to take a quick moment at the top of this to thank all of you who have been so supportive of my wild ride recently with being displaced from our home due to Hurricane Ida. And we are safe, and it's just a lot of things to deal with. So I feel very grateful. I'm very lucky for our ability to literally and metaphorically weather this storm. But it does take its toll. And so if you still have any bucks that you would like to share for mutual aid efforts, please check those out. I share them in my Instagram stories sometimes and in multiple places if that's your kind of thing. So uh, thank you all for doing that and for sending your good wishes. Means a lot to me. So, with that being said, it's time for another Fri-YAY. It's time for us to get back into the swing of things. So, with this Fri-YAY, I'm going to start. I'm not one who likes to complain necessarily to start something off, but I'm going to share one of my pet peeves with you, which is I have gotten into this music entrepreneurship side of the world because I was really curious about how the hell do you make it happen, right? I felt like there was just some sort of missing piece that I didn't understand or that I wasn't getting information about. So I was like, well, better go figure it out, huh? And so I've been on this journey for, over a decade and working with coaches and working with mentors and guides and all sorts of resources. And one of the things that that I lament in the world of business of music is what I see as teaching marketing instead of business. And that's one of the reasons that I created the framework that I do when I work with clients is that we often talk about offers, clients and systems, right? So part of or what I call visibility building is part of the systems aspect of the framework. If you don't know what your offers are and you don't know who your clients are or the people who are buying what you do, you don't have a business yet. You don't have a business. And I always want to start from that side of it. However, I think what happens is that people just assume that either you know what your business is or who your clients are. And so then they think that the issue that you're having is that you just aren't putting yourself out there enough or that you don't know how to connect with clients. And that is a real issue, right? But marketing is not your business. Marketing is part of your business and it is a system in your business. So I want to be clear about that before I jump into talking about this particular system. So when I think about brands, when I think about materials, I always kind of think about this in the context of visibility building. I want to make it really, really easy for other people to make quick, efficient decisions about what you do so that they can hire you, right? Or that they can commission you, or that they can collaborate with you. Any of these verbs that you want that you want to experience. So when we're creating your marketing materials, when we're creating any of your brand materials, it's all to go with that. So we're talking about bios today because I've been talking about this a lot with some students, with some clients, and bios, I often hear from others that they feel like they're just these brag sessions over and over, or this impression that they don't know what it does for them, and then they feel really uncomfortable writing about themselves in this way because they don't understand what the importance of connecting with others about this is. And so that's why I wanted to talk about this first. Branding doesn't have to, whether or not you like it, you have a brand. Whether or not you think about it, you have a brand because it's how people perceive you. And I'm hoping that you would like to think through it a little bit more so that you can be perceived in the way that you want to be perceived rather than just whatever happens, right? In some sort of chaotic, other people making it up for you situation or scenario. So that's why we're talking about this. That's why we're talking about visibility building. And one of the materials that happens that people do pretty early on is a bio. So when you're thinking about this, so I want you to, if we go back to our microactions, if you're a studio class listener, if this were like microaction Monday, then we would say, write your bio. That's your microaction for today, or rewrite your bio. So I want you to think about this in this moment. We're going to do a simple branding exercise that's going to help us kind of reframe how we think about bios. So this very, very simple branding exercise goes like this. It's 2 groups of 3. I want you to make a group of 3, which is your 3 topic areas of interest, right? So for me, this is contemporary vocal music, audience development, creative placemaking. I think about those, I can talk about those all day long to anybody who wants to like engage with me on those topics. I can think about them. I can be by myself and just be all up in that space. So that's the stuff that I'm really passionate about. Also, I spend a lot of time in those areas. You also know, if you've been watching these for a minute, that I have other interests. I have other things that I like to do, and because I'm a human, like you know my deep love of law and order. How dare you suggest that that's not one of my top interests? No, I want you to remember that it's fine to have lots of interests. I want you to think about these 3 as kind of the ones that you want people to hire you for, think of you as like as an expert in. So that's where we're going with this. What are your 3 topic areas of interest? That's that first group of 3. Second group of 3, I'd like for you to come up with 3 descriptors that you want other people to think of you. So whatever they are, they're 3 words that describe you that you want other people to think of when they're interacting with your work, with you, with anything that's related to what you do. So I'm not going to tell you what these are. I want you to think of them for yourself. And I would like for you to do this exercise pretty regularly in a way where you go, is this the most efficient expression of the thing I'm trying to get at, for both your topic areas and for your descriptors? So sometimes I'll get people that say musical as one of their descriptors. And I'm like, that's fine, that's totally great. But is that the clearest and the most efficient descriptor for what you do? I don't know if that's clear enough to really describe what it is that's so special and unique about who you are, what you do. So think about that for a second. Go through, do them again, do them a bunch of times, and ask yourself, what are my topic areas? What are my 3 descriptors that are just like really uniquely how I want people to think of me? Then we're going to go back to our bio. Okay, your bio is a context tool. Your bio is something that you write where you say, these are the things that I've done, so that you can demonstrate expertise, skill, authority, etc. You can say, I've done these things. I've done them with these people, so you might understand a little bit more about the areas, maybe the repertoire areas that I'm good at, or maybe the sound worlds that I create, or whatever it is, right? So you're putting yourself in context by the things that you have accomplished or you have done in the past. Then you're talking about your topic areas and your descriptors. And so I want you to think about, with that in mind, what are the things that you want to do? What do you want people to know about you? So that you can say, Megan is devoted to the practice of new music in towns of large and small size. I think there's something like that in my bio, because I'm committed to the idea that new music doesn't only happen in large urban areas. New music happens everywhere. And I want to be a part of that. And that's one of the core things about my philosophy, and that goes in my bio. So keep that in mind as you're doing this. Sorry if my frame rate is like annoying at the moment. I apologize. And I want you to rewrite your bio with that in mind. Are you putting your work that you've done and the work you want to do in context for someone else to make efficient, clear decisions about hiring you or about working with you or about commissioning you, whatever it is that you want them to do, right? One of the things that I've talked about with a lot of students and clients recently is, who is going to hire you? What are the things that they need to know about? Have you demonstrated experience and expertise in the past so that you can put that in there? And then why would they want to work with you going forward? What is it that you're bringing to the table? With that in mind, I would like for you to rewrite your bio. That's it. So, and then tell me where it is. Put it on your website and then drop me a link. I really want to read them. And I'm into that stuff. So anyway, go back over this visibility thing where we talk about this really simple branding exercise, rewrite your bio, then also look at your artist statement, look at anywhere that you've done like an about me, something like that, and ask yourself, does this fully express what I'm wanting people to know about? Then same thing for your website, all of that stuff. And so that's what I'm giving you today. This is your Fri-YAY. Divas, as always, stay sparkly inside and out, and I'll talk to you next time.